Somebody told me there's going to be a new book out, Mr. Producer, on July 29th. I'm not even supposed to mention that, am I, Mr. Producer? You can't find it anywhere. It's not on Amazon. I'm just looking at it because I just finished it. You're going to love this, love it. I know there's a lot of books out. Some people wrote them, most did not. But it doesn't matter. It won't be what I'm going to be offering to you because I write these for you in the audience. All these books people write about themselves. I'm not writing a book about myself. I wrote a book, Rescuing Sprite. It's the second book I ever wrote. It's about the family and our dog, and I did it really because it was very depressing. We had to put our little baby to sleep, and Simon and Schuster, I had to deal with them to write a book, and I said, I'm not writing a book anymore. And then David Limbaugh, my lawyer, suggested, maybe you can write a book about your family and the dog and the implications of that. I said, well, maybe I can. And then Simon and Schuster came back and said, we have an idea. We will do that book, then the other book. So we did that book called Rescuing Sprite. And the other book that almost didn't get written was called Liberty and Tyranny, Mr. Producer. So that's how this got going. I'm not even going to tell you the title of this or anything else because, number one, I don't want to get my hand slapped. But number two, it can wait. It can wait 2 weeks. You know, it's so frustrating. Is it not, America? Every day, 3 or 4 of these left-wing judges reversing decisions that the President of the United States has made. In fact, it's so bad. Rather than talk about what they've blocked, it's easier to talk about what they haven't blocked. We literally have the government being run now by about 20 to 30 federal district judges out of their courtrooms, out of their conference rooms with their 2 or 3 recently graduated law school clerks. I can promise you that is not our constitutional system. AP, a judge today, blocked the Trump administration from immediately enacting certain changes to how federal elections are run, including adding a proof of citizenship requirement to the federal voter registration form. The decision is a setback for President Trump. No, it's a setback for America. These judges are doing the dirty work of the Marxists, the Islamists, and the Democrat Party. The President has argued the requirement is needed to restore public confidence in elections. Since when did it become controversial to show that you're a citizen in order to register to vote? That's number one. Number two, since when is that not a presidential activity? And you're talking about a federal election form. That's number two. But the judge allowed other parts of Trump's sweeping executive order, as AP puts it, on U.S. elections to go forward for now, including a directive to tighten mail ballot deadlines around the country. So, honest to God, ladies and gentlemen, this is so grotesque. I could tell you who these judges are. U.S. District Judge Colleen Collar Cotelli. Interesting that AP doesn't tell you who appointed her. I'd have to look it up. I think it's Obama. Sided with voting rights groups and Democrats. Since when do voting rights groups have standing in a case like this? Saying that the Constitution gives the power to regulate federal elections to states and Congress, not the president. She noted federal lawmakers are currently working on their own legislation to require proof of citizenship to vote. Doesn't matter. President can work on it too. In a 120-page decision, she said the plaintiffs had proven that the proof of citizenship requirement would cause their clients irreparable harm. She's a friggin' liar. Proof of citizenship will cause irreparable harm? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And go against the public interest while the government had offered almost no defense of the president's order on the merits. These things have been litigated from one end of the country in one court after another for for 20 years, taking on the Democrats in the various states' elections. There is and we've litigated some of them, Landmark Legal Foundation. There's absolutely no basis for the argument that people will be irreparably harmed if they're required to demonstrate they're citizens in order to register to vote. That's not a hill too hard to climb, let alone a mountain. Let alone a mountain. It's so outrageous what's happened here. Accordingly, she granted a preliminary injunction to stop the citizenship requirement from moving forward while the lawsuit plays out. She also blocked part of the Republican president's order requiring public assistance enrollees to have their citizenship assessed before getting access to the federal voter registration form. So what this phony judge has done, let's be honest, is what she's done is she's helped the Democrats by taking all the fraud barriers out of the president's order. Number one, you have to show you're a citizen. No, you don't. Number two, if you're getting public assistance, you have to show that you are a citizen. You don't just get, because you're on public assistance, a pass and you can register to vote. And so she's trying to help the Democrats because the Democrats are hell-bent on corrupt elections. And then when you call them out, do you have proof? Do you have proof? Well, here's proof right here. You and your judge have decided that you don't have to show citizenship, and if you're on a public assistance payroll, you don't have to show that you're on assistance either. That's it. Now, that's a lot of illegal aliens. Let's be honest. There's a lot of fraud on these public assistance payrolls. She knows it, this judge. She denied other requests from a group of Democrat plaintiffs, including refusing to block Trump's order to require all mail ballots to be received by Election Day nationwide. She also did not touch Trump's order to open certain databases to billionaire Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. The judge said those arguments brought by Democrats were either premature or should be brought by states instead. No, because she shot the heart out of what the president was doing. The plaintiffs had argued Trump's proof of citizenship requirement violated the Constitution's so-called elections clause, which gives states and Congress the authority to determine how elections are run. It always fascinates me. Which part of the Constitution they'll uphold, which part of the Constitution they embrace the original language or not. They also argued Trump's order asserts power that he does not have over an independent agency. Well, if he has no power over an independent agency, then that agency is unconstitutional because there's three branches of government, and that's it. And that's it. Aria Branch, counsel for the DNC and other Democratic plaintiffs, also argued the executive order's effort to tighten mail ballot deadlines would irreparably harm her clients by forcing them to reallocate resources to help voters navigate the changes. You understand? It irreparably harms their voters to prove that they're citizens. It irreparably harms their voters who are on public assistance roles to show that they're citizens. And he or she, Aria, argues that it irreparably harms their clients if you tighten the mail deadline and have a ballot deadline. I'm sorry, does voting really irreparably harm their clients? No, of course not. Now, Michael Gates, counsel for the Trump administration, said in the hearing a preliminary injunction wasn't warranted because the order hadn't been implemented and a citizenship requirement would not be on the federal voter registration form for many months. Roman Palomas, president of the League of United Latin American Citizens, a nonpartisan plaintiff. Are you kidding? Oh, yeah. Cheered the judge's decision. Victory for voters. I don't care what party you're in. I don't care. You know damn well why they don't want people to have to show that they're citizens to vote. They have flooded this country with tens of millions of illegal aliens. That's why.